very good morning all. Myself, Dr. Vivekanand Kattimani, Consultant Maxillofacial Surgeon, CIBAR Institute of Dental Sciences, and NSS Program Coordinator, Dr. NTR Health University of Sciences, Vijayawada, Andhra Pradesh. Today I am going to enlighten you people about action plan for campus sanitization during post-COVID. I am going to take you through a very brief outline. So, best practices in sanitizing the campus premises. There is an occupational risk pyramid for COVID-19, so where they will classify it as a low risk, medium, high, and very high risk. There is no doubt that concentration of smaller airborne droplets, which may contain viruses, including viruses other than SARS-CoV-2, should be kept as low as possible in the environment of a campus. This can be effectively achieved by correctly operating mechanical ventilation systems and clean campus. So let us see what is a campus. Usually the campus is a small village, or it may be more than that. So which houses a lot of buildings, library, office campus, hostels, mess, and if it is a medical campus, then there will be hospitals, special rooms, etc. Usually the impact in the workplace is multifold. Office spaces are the hotbed for contamination due to sealed ventilation systems, open office environments, employees going on work trips and public movements, coming into contact with others on regular basis, and so on and so forth. But what? There is a survey which has been done to know what's the concern about COVID. 63% of office workers concerned about COVID-19. It's also interesting to see that only 41% feel their office will be the hotbed of infection. That means 60% of the people are not aware that it is going to cause a contagious disease. So I have put all together what are the precautions we're supposed to take, because this is a balancing act between 5 elements in our daily life. So fire, air, earth, water, and ether. So among these 5, very important are 3 for contagious infection. One is the air, another is the earth, that's the food items, then water component. So air, earth, water, these are essential components for campus sanitization. So let us come to precautions. Director General of the World Health Organization, this is not a time for excuse, this is a time for pulling out all the stops, because we cannot say after doing some mistake when you're going to contact the contagious, then we cannot say sorry, because it's a time where you are going to stop all these things. So I'm going to talk first about the air and ventilation systems for the campus. Increasing ventilation rates and increase the percentage of outdoor air in the system is very, very important. Extend the operation time of the ventilation system. Check ventilation units whether they are working properly or not, and they are properly set or not, and they are serviced properly or not, because there may be exhaust water which is going to be there and it may form molds. Consider maintaining indoor relative humidity above 30% wherever it is possible. These are the few guidelines given by American Society of Heating, Refrigerating and Air Conditioning Engineers. Coming to water sanitation, hygiene are very important, because they may cause a risk of Legionnaires disease and other diseases associated with the water. So provision of wash infrastructure and service is very much important in the campus. And building should be assessed for mold and excess moisture, because of continuous lockdown for months together, you may have some molds of formation. So behavioral change is very important, because we need to have a positive behavioral change. It's not the period where the pre-COVID was there. So we need to change ourselves, and we need to inculcate, and we need to have a practical plan of action for these things, so that we can prevent the contagious disease to spread. Disasters are obviously undesirable events. The calamity entailed too often wrecks and destruction and generates factors uncertainties. That's why it's very important to have a starting of the practices, that the awareness and sensitivity to this public health concern will drive proactive measures to keep the virus from entering their work environment, and always stay compliant, scale your response, adopt working from home whenever it is necessary, and you need to have a sick policies for campus, because whenever the students or employee is sick, then you ask them to stay at home, and reduce or eliminate travel as much as necessary. Then educate equip yourself, because the unknown is so much more frightening than the known. Keep your office cleaner. You need to know your cleaning supplies also. So hydrogen peroxide with a dilution of 7% or more will kill the virus. And you need to disinfect and wait, because disinfectants take time to effect. And washing hands 20 seconds or more using the soap and water is essential if it is going to be soiled. And if it is not soiled, and if you don't have a provision for washing hands, then you can use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Rub solution in for 30 seconds and even up to 2 minutes to be effective, because it has to be air dried. Then sealed office spaces, you need to think of the recirculated air without open ventilation. That's very much important within the closed buildings. Then we need to practice a technology friendly virtual offices. That's very important to have a social distancing. And everyone calm down, because panic will not help matters. Staying calm is essential. Understand and follow the guidelines, because people are scared and unsure of what's going on. That's why there will be a more panic among the public. So to quell the worries with a clear policy and clear directives, step by step with a full transparency and uniform messaging and implementation systems. So what we need to prepare. So you need to communicate with your community, remind parents, employees, students of simple preventive measures, and review food services. It's very important in campus life. Prepare for distance learning and appropriate staffing. Then enforce immunization and communicable disease for elders. Then limited visitor policy. Then specifically about the school and campus guidance. So it's very important to have a sanitization of the campus. So you need to have personal prevention practices such as hand washing, staying home when you are sick, environmental prevention practices such as cleaning and disinfection. So you need to have a signages and messages at a visible location, clean and disinfect frequently touch surfaces in transport vehicles. Then if necessary and possible, modify the layout for seating. Then physical barriers and guides should be used during communications. Then in case of community spaces like a dining hall, game rooms, exercise rooms, and lounges, including library, you can have a staggered use and restrict the number of people at one time. Clean and disinfect high-touch surfaces daily. Example, tables, doorknobs, light switches, phones, even it may be at a household common areas, handles, desks, toilets, sinks, etc. So you can use a diluted household bleach solutions also. At least 1,000 part per million sodium hypochlorite or concentration of 5 to 6% can be used as a disinfectant solution. Use of alcohol-based wipes or sprays containing at least 70% alcohol to disinfect the touch screens. Otherwise, you can follow the manufacturer instructions to disinfect those products. And these are the few names of ingredients which we use in a routine life: citric acid, thymol, phenolic compound, sodium chloride, hydrogen peroxide, where they can be used as an institutional and residential, even healthcare sites. Can be used as a different formulation types. It may be used as a wipe, or it may be used as a spray, and which will disinfect many types of viruses which here they were mentioned. To summarize, so let us review the situation, update it yourself, implement emergency operation plan for the campus, develop information sharing systems with the partners, which is very, very important. Then reinforce healthy hygiene practices, intensify cleaning and disinfection efforts, monitor and plan for abstention, assess group gatherings, and if necessary, consider postponing non-critical gathering and events. Establish procedures for students, staff, faculty who are sick on campus. So better to ask them be off campus until they will be cured. And ensure health clinics prepare for COVID in the campus and create plans to communicate accurately and timely information. And these are the few references for further reading. So thank you very much. So with this, stop the spread of infection. As all of you know, maintain a social distance, cover during cough and sneeze, and wear cloth masks when you are in public. Do not touch your eyes and nose. Clean and disinfect frequently. Touch objects and surfaces. Stay home if you're sick. Wash your hands oftenly. Thank you very much. Hope this will be useful for all of you, and you can practice yourself when you're going to go into the campus. Thank you very much.